Nature Center Doctors by Jack Hickey. One day the vet had a problem. A lion was laying down on the ground and was hurt. The lion was very sick.
It was just normal. We were really busy with school and then all of our extracurriculars, and then I guess everything changed.
They were both home from school for 4 or 5 days. They felt bad, they had a fever, and then after a few days, Chloe went back to school, and Jack still was just kind of blah.
Early the next morning when we were getting ready for school, I called the nurse phone line, and she said if he wouldn't jump with his hands in the air, could be something like appendicitis, and he wouldn't, so we drove to Fairview with Jack. I remember pacing around the circle, of the emergency room, because I just had a terrible feeling that, something was much more amiss.
They ruled out appendicitis in a matter of minutes.
There was one resident, and she thought that his liver looked abnormally small for his age.
And that was when things really started to get interesting.
Jack was a young man who came into the emergency room at an outside hospital. He had about a 10-day history of ongoing abdominal pain and flu-like symptoms. The ultrasound was not normal. They proceeded appropriately with a CAT scan. And on the findings based on the CAT scan, they called our gastroenterology people to have him transferred.
Not only was his liver just really cirrhotic, there was these 3 cancer lesions. It's a hepatocellular carcinoma, which is not typical for a child at all.
Looking at the labs, Jack met criteria that he needed a liver transplant.
We were actually waiting for the results of the biopsy, and we were already on our phone looking up living donation possibilities, just because the idea of, waiting with a child that's sick, nobody wants to wait around for cancer to grow.
The lion was very sick. His liver had cancer. He was not doing so well.
My mom called me one day and was just telling me, hey, by the way, little Jack, he's sick. I was thinking, something minor, nothing crazy. And then she started to go into detail, and it was kind of more like, oh man, it's like, how does that even happen? What's next? She had told me everyone's, calling in, giving your blood type, getting tested. So, it wasn't even like a thought. I was just like, oh, all right, just give me the number and whatever I could do.
We had a lot of support, a big family, a lot of people who were willing to and did step up to get tested.
Brought me in for a week of just the greatest physical you could ever have. And then they named me the person they wanted to use, so we went from there.
It's just a hell of a thing to do, to save his little cousin.
Jack was sweet. When we told him about this, he goes and runs into the office and writes Maddie a note. I hear you're offering your liver.
Thanks.
I accept.
Right.
Thank you.
So the day the lion had a transplant,
I was sitting at the clinic in my room, and I'm laying in bed looking at the ceiling, and that was the first time it really hit me that okay, we're doing this. This is happening. So
in the morning, we got all suited up in our gowns, and we were able to take him all the way to the room.
At that point, I decided it's going to be fine because it has to be. That's the only acceptable outcome. So
I just remember getting wheeled into the room. They had me stand up, get on the operating table, and I looked around. And I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later.
Just kind of played the waiting game.
All of our family and friends were coming and bringing food and stuff, and it was a really long day.
We were able to actually go back and see him that night, which was, super scary. I had no trouble watching surgery things or listening to doctor radio, but it's a little different when it's your own kid.
Recovery takes a child a lot less time to get up out of bed because they don't want to stay in bed. So they're up out of bed the next day, actually walking in the room.
He bounced back really quickly, and it was really good to see him walk around and stuff and talk.
Jack and Maddie got to see each other that next day after surgery. They wheeled Maddie over,
Maddie down, yeah.
attempting a thumbs up.
Yeah, like
They're
that.
both a little,
Groggy.
yeah.
It's been 10 hours and the lion is done. Everybody was happy.
I feel great.
He's great.
It's like a normal 6th grader.
I played basketball, and I like to play with friends and ride my bike around the block.
Feeling good. Yeah, feeling really good. You know, it's just over 4 years later.
He's been like Jack's
Special friend.
His special friend.
Jack and Maddie are inextricably linked for all time.
If anything's different, he's just got a little piece of my liver in him.
I was grateful because I needed someone to do it. Thank you for giving me the liver.
In the grand scheme of things, I think it's a small sacrifice to go to something bigger, you know, bigger than yourself. It's a tremendous opportunity to help someone, you know, prolong their life or help someone just get their life started, which, you know, was his case. Never hurts to get tested, never hurts to just give your name in. So many different things that you can donate that it's just a little small piece that can go a long way.
Lion was happy and he got to go back to the zoo. The end.